I want to work through your Algebra 1 review. Probably won't do all of it in one video because this is 29 questions. But let's go ahead and jump in and get started. So this very first problem asked me which is equivalent to 2 to the 5th. Remember, this does not mean 2 times 5. This means 2 times itself 5 times. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. We know this is 4. This is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So D is my correct answer. All right, so moving on to the next problem. Selecting my 32, moving on. Maybe. Question 2 says, fill in the blanks using the available answer choices. Which numerical expression represents the verbal expression 3 times 5 decreased by 11? So I've got 3 times 5, and then that amount is decreased by 11. The next part says 14 less than the quantity 7 plus 9. So that means I've got this quantity 7 plus 9 first, and then I have to take the 14 away from it since it's 14 less than this amount. We take this amount, we subtract 14, and that is our correct answer. Question number 3 says, drag the steps used to solve the problem and arrange them in correct order. Well, following order of operations, we know that we should simplify the power first. Exponents comes first. Technically, parentheses comes first, but inside of that parentheses, then what we have to do is simplify the power. Then the next thing that we're going to do once we simplify that power is subtract, because that's what's inside of the parentheses. Then after I subtract, we got to come out here and we've got to take care of this division. We've got to divide first, and then the last thing we will do is add this simplified thing to this simplified thing, and it will give us our answer. So we simplify, we subtract, we divide, and then we add. Okay, next question. Buzzing right along here. Question number 4. Movies. The table shows the prices of several items at a movie theater. Determine the total cost of 4 movie tickets. So movie tickets are $9.75 each. So 4 times, and then this would be where I would write in my $9.75. Plus, they buy 2 popcorns. So we can see that popcorn is $6.25. Well, they're buying 2 of them, so 2 times the $6.25, plus the bottle of water, which is $4.75. That's here. If we go ahead and evaluate this, 4 times $9.75 plus 2 times $6.25 plus $4.75 gives me a total of $56.25. All right, moving on. Our next question says, select all of the verbal expressions that represent half of 4 plus 3 times 7. So there's several different ways that you can go about doing this. I could go ahead and read through each one of these, but I'm going to go ahead and calculate. What is half of 4? That's 2. 3 times 7 is 21. I add those 2 together, and I'm going to get 23. So thinking of this one, it says half of 4 increased, so half of 4 is 2, increased by the product of 3 and 7, so plus 3 times 7, which is 21, that's going to give me the exact same answer. Twice 4, that's 8, plus 3 times 7, no, that's not going to work, is it? Not going to give me the same answer. The sum of 4 times 1/2, so 4 times 1/2 added to something, because it says the sum, added to 3 times 7. Yep, that's still going to give me 23, so that one works. Then the quotient, that's division. The quotient of 3 and 7, this is the product of 3 and 7. So we know that's not correct. The product of 1/2 and 4, okay, that's good, plus the product, that means multiply, of 3 and 7. So I know this one is correct. We have 3 possible answer choices here. Okay, moving on to next question. Fill in the blanks using the available answer choices. Which algebraic expression represents each verbal expression? So we've got the product of 5 and a number, I don't know what that number is, decreased by 11. So that entire product is decreased by 11. So this is my correct choice. The sum of a number and 5 less than 11. So the sum of some number, so some number plus 5 less than 11. So 11 minus 5. So let's see here. Let me read this one more time. 5 plus a, no, I'm going to B. The sum of a number, so 5 plus n, less than 11. So I have 11 first, and then I take away that sum of a number and 5. So that is this answer choice. Okay, my next one. 5 times a number fewer than 11. So 5 times a number fewer than 11. So again, I've got to have the 11 first to take away from it because this amount is being taken away from 11. So it's 11 minus 5 times the number n. Whereas this one was 11 minus the sum of a number and 5 less than 11. Yeah, so the sum of those, okay, yeah, I need to stop going back to that one. It's right. The quantity of a number minus 11 multiplied by 5. So the quantity tells me I've got parentheses of some number minus 11. Well, the only one that has the parentheses is this one with n and 11 in it. This one has n and 5. But then the fact that it's being multiplied by 5 just makes me even more certain that that is the correct answer. Number 7, the value of 9x squared plus 4x minus 11 is something when x equals 3.2. So to figure out what that something is, we've got to take out our x's and replace them with 3.2. So 9 times 3.2 squared plus 4 times 3.2 minus 11. We're going to evaluate that. I get 93.96. The next one, be very careful and plug it in using parentheses just like I did here, because remember, when I square a negative number, a negative times a negative becomes a positive. If I leave out the parentheses, it's not going to do that correctly. So I've got 9 times negative 2 squared plus 4 times negative 2 minus 11. So negative 2 squared is 4. 4 times 9 is 36. 36 minus 8 minus 11 gives me 17. So there are my correct answers. Now, as I'm working along through these problems, it would probably be very beneficial for you to open this up. And I don't know if you've learned how to make like half screen, but you could pull the video up and do a half screen and then do the other half screen of this. I don't know why it's not letting me. Here we go. So now that it's in its own window, I've got this, and then in another window, you can have this video playing and have them playing side by side. I don't know why it won't let me do it, but anyway, that's how you do it. You drag the top of the screen down. So number 8, evaluating the expression when A equals negative 2, so 4 times negative 2, minus 3 times B, which is negative 3. This whole quantity is cubed over C plus 5. C is 3, so 3 plus 5, which I know is 8. Okay, order of operations tells me to do parentheses first. Now notice I went ahead and added this, and you're probably thinking, well, that's not in parentheses. But this bar acts as a grouping symbol. It groups everything down here together and everything up above it together. So let's jump into our parentheses. We've got negative 8 minus a negative 9. So negative 8 plus 9, negative 8 plus 9 is a positive 1. Then I've got to cube that. Well, 1 cubed is just 1. 1 over 8 is equal to 0.125. So that is my correct answer. Next question. Oh, forgot to click off my pen. Sorry, guys. Says that we want to write an expression showing the cost of T teachers and S students to go to a play. So we've got the cost of the play here, right here, $4.49 and $2.29. So if the teachers cost $4.49 each, this says T teachers, and students is $2.29. We're going to add those together to get our total sum. Let's see if that's an option here. $4.49 times the teacher plus $2.29 times the number of students gives me my total. What would that total be for 12 teachers and 312 students? Well, $4.49 times 12 plus $2.29 times 312 gives me a total of $768.36. All right, number 10, moving right along. Which algebraic expression represents 5 times the quantity x increased by 7 minus 4 cubed? So again, 5 times the quantity, that tells me there's going to be parentheses in there. X increased by 7, that's x plus 7. So parentheses around the x plus 7. Outside of my parentheses is a 5 because I'm going to times it. Minus 4 cubed. 4 cubed is 4 to the 3rd power. So my correct answer then is D. Next question. Which property can be used to show that if 16 equals 9 plus 7, then 9 plus 7 equals 16? Hopefully you've memorized this now. This is the symmetric property of equality. We just changed what side they are on the equal sign. My next question has to do with order of operations. We're going to jump inside this parentheses and solve those exponents. So I end up with 9 plus 4. Well, 9 plus 4 is 13. So then I have 13 minus 13. What does 13 take away 13? 0. Then if I take 5 or any number and times it by 0, we know that product is 0. So this answer is just 0. Question number 13. Just applying our properties here. It says in step 2, Alfreda used what property? Well, let's look at step 1. She has 27 plus 21 plus 19 plus 13. Well, looks like she changed the order. 27 plus 13 plus 21 plus 19. When I change the order, we know this is an example of the commutative property. So then in step 3, she began grouping. Remember, someone who groups things together. They exclude some people from their group and include others. Not a very nice guy. So that lets me know this is the associative property. We should include everyone, right? So the associative property and the commutative property are my answers. And number 14, m equals 8, and 3 plus m plus 72 equals 4y minus 56. Then by the substitution property of equality, 3 times 8, they substituted the m with 8, plus 72 should still equal 4y. Nothing changed. This should still be minus 56 here. So this should be a 56 typed into that box. The only thing that changed was this 8 got substituted in place of this m. Okay, number 15, we'll stop this video after this problem. It says fill in the blanks using the available answer choices. We're going to state if it's true or false. So we know that we must multiply inside the parentheses before we can subtract. I hope we know that at this point. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 take away 6 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0, so this is true. Next statement, 32 minus 9. 32 minus 9 is what, 23? 23 times 11 is some really big number. Some really big number plus 1 is not going to be 0, so this has to be false. Okay, 4 times 0 plus 4 squared minus 2 cubed minus 2 plus 2 times 3. Order of operations tells me to jump in here and do this set of parentheses first. So I have 6 plus 2, which is 8. 2 cubed is 8. 4 squared is 16. 4 times 0 is 0. So 0 plus 16 minus 8 minus 8. Well, 16 take away 8 is 8. 8 take away 8 more is 0. So this is a true statement. And that is where we will stop for today.